Now
Oh
it is.
wow.
Okay. And guess what, Matt? You got to be the first person on camera this week. Hello out there in YouTube land. This is the premiere episode of Game Show Talkin' Fun, number one, July 1st, 2016. And in given what everybody else is sort of kind of quasi celebrating today, it's kind of fitting that today be the first show officially back, because as a lot of people have been talking about, today is the 75th anniversary of commercial television. And of course, that means, for us, that equally just as means the 75th anniversary of the TV game show, because even going back, first television, two game shows aired that day: Uncle Jim's Question Bee and Truth or Consequences. So the history goes back as far as the medium, and to that end, line up to do here at the old homestead, because it's been 6 years, and so we got a number of things to talk about as we ultimately lead into our main discussion tonight, which ate for fun and games. We'll get into those in just a little bit. To just introduce who is on the Hangout with me right now. And by the way, if you want to get in, you're watching this on YouTube and you want to get on the Hangout, there should be a link somewhere down below me to the Google Hangout. If you can reach me on Facebook, I'll provide it to you privately. That's a question, or be on the Lost Silver production page as well, and we'll get into all the business within it as well there. But as far as my main tag team, Goldiner, is here. How you doing, Scott?
Doing good.
Oh, there you clicked in.
Yeah.
Still getting used to all the jumping back and forth that
Yeah.
this thing does. This is still new and different, for us. So you didn't have to deal with that when the radio days or whatever. And joining us, an old friend from back in the radio days, is here as well. Matthew Wojcik, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I think in honor of our first show, let's toast to the reboots.
well, you could toast. I ain't drinking on the air or whatever. I'll get in trouble. Not that I drink very often in the first place. What you have there, Scott?
Mountain Dew, but it's finished.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You like the Mountain Dew and stuff and everything. Oh, yeah. By the way, that's true. I should slightly add that to the Smasher Trash in just a second. Well, here, I'll find a spot for it in just a second. I have a little place for it. But in the meantime, oh yes, that's true. Wait, I forgot. There's a chat room here there's a chat here in the Google Hangout. There's also chat on the Facebook, on the not the Facebook, the YouTube wall itself there. However, okay, and I can see Charles Berman is in there, as well as our producer Dan Berger is in there as well. He's been an eye on things for us. And Paul Williams is our other member of Lost Silver Productions. He is with us in spirit here, folks. His webcam died just a little bit before showtime, so I'm keeping a tab on anything he wants to say in Facebook. So hopefully he'll get to chime in his takes on certain things or whatever. Like I said, I apologize. I'm not necessarily looking at the camera the whole time. I'm just clicking between this here and that there so I can keep track of everything. So I'm jumping between 3 different windows, folks. Okay, enough banter. Let's get to the actual banter. So, just like every old episode of Game Show Talkin' Fun, like I talked about last week in the pilot, we begin with our usual edition of Smash or Trash, like we always do. This is just basically things going on, current events within the game show world, and just give you fast takes on what you think is Smash and what you think is Trash. So that and watching after the fact, please feel free to leave comments in the video below so that if you're watching this later on down the pike, and give us your takes as well. Any and all opinions for as long as they last. A trash topic tonight, folks, and I'm getting in as much of a as I possibly can here from where things have happened in the last few months. So I'll start with what I think is the earliest item. We talked a little bit. I think, Scott, you were one of the ones starting to say ABC should bring back some of the kids game shows, right? Were you the one
Yeah.
starting that whole thing?
Yes.
Okay, going in the kids game show category, we received word back in the spring that Nickelodeon was sort of getting back into the game show business because they're reviving Legends of the Hidden Temple. They're
Well,
reviving it not as
Well,
a game show itself. They're reviving it as a TV movie. It'll premiere on the channel this fall. So let's just
a-
throw the idea out
and
there in different places. Scott, I'll start with you. When you first heard the news about this, was this smash for you?
I was kind of in the middle. I mean, when I was a kid, who didn't want to run through that temple at the end of the show and everything? So, and reading through the comments, I think it was posted by Randy West or something about them bringing that back. Uh, that of course Kurt Fogg was going to be back in it, and I don't think D. Baker was going to be back doing the voice of Olmec, but
yes, he
was
is.
it?
Actually, it was just
Yes,
actually it
he
was just
is.
announced this week, Scott, that D. Baker is on board. He will be back as the voice of Olmec, and I know Nickelodeon released because I saw it on Facebook this week. It might be on YouTube as well. There is a video that's going into the making of the movie right now, and they particularly were focusing on the redesign of Olmec and everything like that. Kirk Fogg was even offering commentary within the video as well as the set designers.
I mean,
So he will be back.
it just showed that was fun. It was a little bit educational with it. You had a little bit of trivia. You had the stunts in it. So basically, you had the format of a classic Nickelodeon game show. Point A to point, got to do X to get to Y.
So how do you so? But do you think it's going to be a smash or trash translating it into a TV movie?
That's always hard. So I'm gonna say smash for it.
You're gonna give it its chance to think that it's going to make it, huh?
Yep. And if it does, there'll be probably time for them to bring it back.
Bring back the real show.
Bring back the show.
We cross our fingers and hope, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Matt, how do you feel on this one?
Well, for me personally, I mean, just in case you didn't know, I didn't have cable until I was 15, so I had to catch up with all you guys to catch up with all the Nickelodeon game shows, and I love this one very much, but as a TV movie, I know they have Kurt Fogg there, I know they have Olmec there, the voiced by D. Baker, so some of the nostalgia will come back, but I just worry that the tone is going to be a little too corny. I don't know if it's going to be like, a Dark Knight or a Batman from the 60s. So, again, that's kind of something I'm not sure about if it's going to, take be a very loose translation like from like some of the elements in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So, I'm really not sure. So, trash.
I'm gonna have to jump in on
Oh.
that. I gotta interject on something with that. I was growing up and watching all 3 seasons of it. The show did get darker with each season of the show.
Yeah, it did. The set got darker. It got more like blue and purple as opposed to the first season, which had an orange set.
Right, and the first season was more colorful and everything, and then seasons 2 and 3, it got darker. The tones of the tone of the show got darker, but in terms of the making the temple more hidden in a way.
Well, if anything, probably works in its favor that it actually subjected itself to the darker tones. I guess that kind of played more into the environment. So that's one thing there. Here, let's okay. His webcam isn't working, but Paul, I think I see you there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
he's a,
So you are there in spirit, even though we don't have a live physical picture of you here. Yeah, Paul Williams, as you met from last week, folks. So here, Paul, give us your smash or trash take on Legends of the Hidden Temple going to be a TV movie this fall.
I also grew up watching Legends of the Hidden Temple. back in the day when the limited times I had cable. It was a fun show. Kirk Fogg tried to do his best to stick with it. All the elements of the show were there. As far as the different rooms, the different icons. We saw a photo of the built shrine of the Silver Monkey. Who knows how long it took them to actually make it, or if they followed the directions. But yeah, for me, it definitely seems like a smash for right now. One of the things that I hate about talking about something before it comes out is like we don't know how it's gonna come out. But it seems like Nickelodeon is trying to do right about making a show an actual thing.
Yeah, the thing I worry about the most, if it's going to be too campy or too serious or somewhere in between, I'll have to see about that.
True. I agree with that. They got to make sure it's not. I don't know. When I kind of viewed it for the first time, I thought like Kurt Fogg was doing his. They kind of threw Kurt in there as like his own Indiana, his version of Indiana Jones, basically.
Yeah, they didn't go all out with the cheese factor with a fedora and a rip.
Right. But the blue shirt and the cargo pants and the belt, that did just fine as a game show host. And I like his entrance from season 2 on where he came down instead of however from entering through the temple in the first season. Like how he came down.
Also remember, every first season they're always going to be figuring it out and stuff like that as they go. They always improve on it as it goes. Yeah. Now, for me, like I said, I'm gonna technically smash it at the moment at the same time, and with the same motivation as you had, Scott, with that. If this works, that maybe hopefully it'll inspire an actual revival of the itself. This won't just necessarily be a one-off and gone thing and stuff like that. I mean, now granted, it will be a bit more difficult to try back into a thing because we know that Nickelodeon Studios no longer exists. I'm not totally sure where are they actually filming that kind of stuff now.
They're filming it in different sound stages, and also Nickelodeon moves any and all production facilities out west to, I want to say Hollywood, but I might be wrong on the exact location, but somewhere in California.
You're right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll check on that as more go along. Anybody any of you guys find out more information while we're doing this on the broadcast, let us know. Finds out afterward watching this, so let us know in the comments. So we'll see how that goes. Side smash or trash to this, just at the moment, or if you want to even call it that, building on the subject of Legend of the Hidden Temple, and for the convention attention abridged video that I finished making anime side of our channel, which that's going to go up later tonight as soon as this show is done. I did also mention something else that came out earlier this week aside from D. Baker. Nickelodeon is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con this year, and it's a whole celebration of 25 years of Nickelodeon animation, and besides the panels that they're going to be doing, they're going to have a lot of interactive experiences. They're going to have a whole huge place on the floor to interact with the fans, and they're actually going to allow people to take like a 3D virtual reality trip through the new Hidden Temple in preparation for the fall movie.
I've seen pictures. I've seen a little bit of videos of that. I think they were also at VidCon.
Oh, so they've been traveling around with this, have they?
I think so, because one of the Urban Explorer videos that I've been watching on YouTube, he was at VidCon, which is YouTube's convention and everything. So I think Nickelodeon was there at VidCon with this. We might see a renaissance of the classic Nickelodeon game shows coming back.
We'll have to wait and see, I guess, then. All right, we'll find out. Okay, all right, Smash or Trash, I am number 2, folks. Both of these on the subject of a show that's kind of forms in recent years, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And the first thing we want is the fact that they are moving to Las Vegas from this. He left the East Coast after all these years. Now they're going to be in Vegas for season. They say 15 on the website. I thought it was 16, but who knows? But Scott, think about that. They're going to Sin City.
Well, I think that's where they might be also. It might be closer for what the new host anyhow because of him doing The Bachelor. Because they do
that's based out of California.
I think so. Yeah. Because that
Okay.
might be a closer commute for him to get out there to do the show in Vegas. And we got to remember the shows of the 70s. You know, you had Gambit out there in Vegas. You had Let's Make a Deal from Vegas for a while. So
Yeah, a couple of reruns on it. So
yeah, I mean, we could see a resurgence of game shows being done in Las Vegas again.
they're doing it at the Bally's that I know of. That's where they're doing. It's actually the same stage that Price is Right Live was doing it for so long, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So
Might be.
we'll see how that plays out.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Matt, what do you think about it?
Well, again, the game shows that you mentioned, Gambit, Las Vegas Gambit, Caesar's Challenge, I think those shows perfectly complemented Las Vegas with their casino atmosphere, casino games, luck-based elements, but Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is a game that I don't think really complements that Las Vegas atmosphere. Now, it'll be easy for them to get a crowd. I mean, they might have a decent pool of contestants there, but and again, I think another question would be if the quality of the Ask the Audience lifeline to see how Las Vegas audiences would respond. But I don't think they'll be too different from
The New York audience.
or the Connecticut audiences. So
Or the Orlando audiences.
yeah. So I mean, I don't hate the location, but I don't feel it complements it very well. And I wish we had graphics for this.
You're providing well enough, so got it. Paul, what's it to you?
Generally, as a guy who's pretty much attended a taping of every single, attended a taping of Millionaire in each of the four studios with each of the different hosts and throughout all of the formats. I was a little disappointed when I heard about this story because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take Scott up there. Then I found out, oh, they're moving to Vegas. That sucks. But as far as the atmosphere is concerned, you have to also remember that Millionaire. The only thing that they're really doing is moving the dome from one location to another. It's not like they're going to necessarily be outdoors, like say how Play It Live did when it was down in Disney World for that limited amount of time.
Or Million Second Quiz. Million Second Quiz was outdoors.
Yeah, that's the outdoors one.
Right. Well, they also have the feature attraction. Back in Millionaire's heightened period, down actually inside the theme park. You can actually go play for Disney points and whatever the hell they called it at the time.
No, and that's they did that when I went on the Disney cruise. They also did a version of Millionaire. It was called Who Wants to Be a Musketeer?
Right. Exactly. Like yay Disney throwing the name. Anyway. But so Las Vegas itself doesn't necessarily it's not necessarily going to be a factor other than the ticket plugs and the hey, we're now taping in the Las Vegas area, come through and try out for the show, blah 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 blah. Which I'm actually mad I missed the New York audition, but that's another story. But I don't see the location coming in. Now, the fact that the show went through so many changes and is grasping at straws, as much as a fan as I am a little worried that I don't think they're going to get to the anniversary number of 20, which is I think in about another 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to smash it for now, but I would not be surprised if this is Millionaire's last leg.
I will. Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation. I mean, some people that this year was going to be the end, so a lot of people were thankful they're going to get another season. I mean, let's see. I mean, yeah, I'll admit just personally, I mean, and you recognize, yeah, because Paul, Scott, and myself, as everybody knows, are East Coast guys or whatever, and I see we got a new face. We'll check in with you in a second. But yeah, obviously, yeah, I'm a little mad too for all the years that I tried out for Millionaire and stuff, and now they've left so ever, and I could not make the Brooklyn audition 2 weeks ago either. So there was just a different thing. Now, I mean, granted, there's still ways for us to get in because they're now also accepting video auditions, but you got to sell yourself in 30 seconds, and that's very tough to do. So I mean, the other thing that I'm worried about is knowing, because I was in Vegas in that Bally's Theater 10 years ago. I was there for Price is Right Live with me and Andrea when we vacationed out in Vegas, and Andrea got on stage and she won a few $100. But knowing that theater like I do, the thing that concerns me is one element of Millionaire that's always been a popular thing is it's always been theater in the rounds, and I don't think they can duplicate that in Vegas anymore. I worry that that's going to take away some of the vibe of the show. It'll still be Millionaire. It'll still be great, and I hope the ratings come up that the show can still continue on. But I got to admit, I'm tepidly trashing this. I hope I'm wrong. Okay,
Well,
now
Brian, well,
let's
Brian,
see.
cut you off real quick. They do that theater, like what you were saying for the round stuff. They still do that in the Penn and Teller Theater over at the Rio for the World Series of Poker.
The Rio though.
Yeah, but they're able to set that up on the stage to get that part. So maybe that's what they're doing.
Let's hope so. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Before anybody else talks, we got a new face that came in a couple minutes ago, and his face keeps blinking in and out here. Our new man. State your business, please.
I'm J. Edgar Hoover, and you're all under arrest. No, I'm just.
Okay, who are you really?
No, John Bergman.
Oh, hey, John. How you doing there?
Well, I'm doing okay. It has been a great week, but I'm doing okay, and I can see there's Scott there. How you doing, Scott?
Doing good.
First
Doing
off,
good.
where's my money? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, bad joke.
Yeah,
Sorry,
well, don't worry. We got the holiday weekend coming up, John. Everything's good. John, just do me one quick favor before I get your take. If you've got something on in the background, can you just kind of turn it down or whatever? Because it's the sound's a little sensitive here. That's why you kept popping up on screen every little bit during the last couple of minutes.
Is it the light?
Yeah, the moment any of us or whatever, it's or it hears any sound coming from any of our microphones, it's kicking you in visual wise. So it was looking a little clicky there. So anyway, what do you think with regards to Millionaire going to Vegas, John?
Well, it's worth a try. I'm glad that involving the last couple of years that they went back to, the level of questions instead of just like a potluck of money, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I just think that was stupid. Like an easy question would be $20,000 and a hard question would be $100. And I'm glad that, it came back. So who knows? I mean, the thing about it is that it seems like that the 30-minute game shows are about to become like dinosaurs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing, because if you notice, all the hour-long shows we're going to talk about later are really just 2 half-hour shows back-to-back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand that.
Well, with the only exceptions of being Wheel and Jeopardy work in that half-hour format. And Feud. Feud works in that half-hour format as well.
Exactly. So I just hope for the best, because I think it's a great game show. It's the guy who created it probably owns half of England, and it's not worth much right now, Even the Queen says, "Where's Ireland?" No, I'm just kidding. But no, I just hope for the best, Maybe a new environment could work. Although, let's make a deal. For the last season, I think either the network or the syndicate tried it also in Vegas, and they still cancel it. So who knows?
Well, we'll see. Yeah, like the Sheryl Crow song, "A Change Will Do You Good." We'll see.
That's
Now,
true.
Charles Berman is saying here on the YouTube chat page, he's voting a trash on the going here. He's saying, "Please end Millionaire. The show has jumped the shark. After Philbin left, the show went downhill." Well, that brings me into the side item that I have here. After a couple years of Millionaire trying to find the next Steve Harvey, they finally went a little bit sort of back to roots here and got Chris Harrison, as we talked to do the job. And that's sort of our next, just as a mini smasher trash. What do you guys think of how he did in his first season, and knowing that he's actually coming back next year? Scott?
He's good. I mean, he's the host of The Bachelor, so he does have some hosting background to it. So.
And plus, Mall Masters from years ago. Everybody remembers that one.
Oh, I thought that was Mark Wahlberg that did that Mall Master.
Chris, that was his first big exposure.
That was back on GSN back in the day, taped at the Mall of America.
Mm-hmm. So.
No, he's good. I've seen I've seen a couple of the episodes when I've been over at Paul's place with that. So, smash for him.
Very good. Matt, you agree?
Well, it's nice to have a host that's actually not going through the revolving door. That is, well, not surprisingly, considering he's under an ABC contract with Millionaire being distributed by Disney owning ABC. It's no surprise. They're paying him good, and as for his performance, he asks the questions well, interacts with the contestants well, makes them feel at ease, makes them feel big. Everything that a host should be, and now you're finally going to see the smash card.
There's a smash card. Okay, we got one on the board here. John, what are you thinking?
I kind of agree with Scott. He's got experience as a host. Although I think The Bachelor is a reality TV show. It's kind of a joke, but that's just my opinion. And no, I think he's good. He interacts. He knows the game, and he also doesn't make himself the star of the show. He makes the game and the contestants the star, and that's what it should be. So
that sounds good there. And I see that Charles, you made it into the Google Hangout itself there. How you doing?
Doing good, brother. How you been?
Been a long time since I've seen your face. Like I said, it's been 6 years ago, Otakon.
6 going on 7, man.
It's all crazy there, whatever. So, what are you thinking of Chris Harrison? And like I said, I know what you said. It's been all downhill since Regis left, but has Chris done a good job at least?
Honestly, I don't think he's done that good of a job. Seriously.
Interesting. What do you think he's doing wrong?
Whenever he hosts shows, I feel like it's boring. It's like watching paint dry.
Well, what made it? Well, let me ask this: what was it about Regis that made it such an appointment watch that you feel that Meredith didn't do, that Chris didn't do, and whatever?
Dude, man, I always liked Regis Philbin when he did his own talk show with Kelly Ripa, of course with Kathy Lee, of course. But I think he's a better game show host. I liked him better than all these other hosts. So.
I have to agree.
I mean, they could get rid of Chris tomorrow and get Tom Kennedy to host it.
Tom Kennedy, host of Body Language.
But your dreams.
You'll look Scott that Scott will dig for any fitness style that he possibly can for his own brain. So take what he says with a grain of salt. Anyway, let's move on to our next item here. This one a bit more recent stuff. Matter of fact, this one happened just about 3-4 weeks ago. Wheel of Fortune decided to do something a bit different, guys. They decided to debut a brand new puzzle and borrowing a page from their benefactor Merv Griffin's love of crosswords, they officially created a crossword puzzle on the puzzle board. I believe it was either June 6th or 7th they debuted it. Scott, did you get a chance to take a look at the crossword?
Yes, I actually took a look at the episode when I checked on Wheel of Fortune for to see if I won with my spin ID. But then again, I cross-referenced that, and I think I think it was Germany or one of the international versions of Wheel actually does a crossword-style round as well. I'm not sure which international version it is, but it's interesting. I mean, it's something different, and it's a more use of the puzzle board too.
I didn't get a chance to see that episode.
Yeah. So,
who was that? I'm sorry, I stepped away from the window for a moment.
But
say.
I think it was John.
Yeah.
Okay, John hasn't had a chance just yet. Yeah, if you get a chance, take a look at it. Because the only main thing they just do different with the crossword is that they make sure that all the words in the crossword follow like category theme or whatever the case is. Like the very first time they did it, the clue was seeing red, so all the words in the crossword had something to do with the word red in some way. So that's just how they made it different. However, Matt, did you get a chance to see the crossword?
Yes, I did. I mean, it's perfectly functional. It's a decent exercise of more cerebral qualities rather than your traditional hangman. So it gives it more of the that Scrabble or definition feel to it. So it's nothing too spectacular. They don't have a bonus for guess. I mean, a good idea would probably just be to have them guess the common thread if they solve the puzzle, kind of like the old bonus categories.
Matt, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do me a favor. Charles, I don't know if you saw the messages I gave there. Do me a favor. Turn off anything that's making a background noise. That's why your video keeps jumping on, because these mics are sensitive with this Hangout. So if you got anything in the background, you need to silence. Okay. I'll let you know. Okay, Matt, you were saying.
Yes, I think an improvement would be just to have them try to guess the clue as part of a bonus, kind of like the old bonus category. But as it is, it's perfectly functional. So you get my vote on it.
Okay, so there's a smash vote from him, or whatever the case is. Here, while Charles is relocating here, I'll give my take on the matter. We've lost Charles to the eternal darkness here.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry, brother. As David constantly would say, live YouTube, folks, live video, live radio, call it. So we're all in place there. While you're getting yourself in position there, like I said, I enjoy it. I enjoy the crossword format. I thought it worked out pretty well. Obviously, it becomes a little bit interesting in the idea that the known words have to be very short and the other ones can be very long. But then again, it's traditional, normal cross, so whatever the case happens to be. So we'll see that. Charles, think of the crossword puzzle.
Oh, that's a pretty cool format.
That's it?
Okay, your lips were moving and no sound was coming out there. I feel like here, Charles, something is still hiccuping on your ends there. So here, wait.
A lot of women like.
Here, wait. Here, Charles, I'm just gonna mute you for a second here. Just hang tight, and we'll no, but don't go anywhere. I'm just muting you for a moment. We'll get you in here in some fashion here. I'll just make sure. All right. Yeah, John, you said you hadn't seen the crossword yet.
But no, I haven't. But to be honest with you, I really haven't been. I don't know if this is the right thing to say. In love with Will for a long time, because it's just, to be honest with you, it's just getting boring. I mean,
Well, you figure if anything, this is its way of trying to see if it can possibly spice things up. So I think that's probably the motivation for this. So we'll see so we'll see how that plays. Scott is trying to figure himself out here or whatever.
No, I was just getting something, a piece of candy.
Save it later,
but
dude. Eat
I
before
don't
you
know.
get on the air.
I don't know if this was pointed out, but involving the crossworder, but didn't they get somewhat the idea from the German version of it? Because
Well,
there
no,
has
yeah,
been YouTube
I
videos.
mentioned that. I was thinking that maybe possibly it came from the German version. So we'll see there. So we'll see that.
I'll
Scott, you
look.
got something going
Oh,
on back there? Because now it's your camera that won't turn off.
no,
He's got a woman in there. That's what it is.
might be my cat, but that's about it.
Yes.
Okay, sure there's not like a vacuum going on back there or something?
Well, I mean,
Trust
considering in, in the New York area we're getting thunderstorms here, so it's probably what's causing it.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, though, Matt, your camera's not on. Scott's is. So that means something's got to be picking up in Scott's mic that we only right now in video and no one else.
Well,
It
he's
might be
not.
it might be my AC, so my air conditioner.
Oh, it's okay. I'll tell you what. You got a way to just kill that for a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
just
yeah,
just get a towel. Just get a
yeah,
towel if you
it's
sweat.
probably that blowing against the microphone is what's happening.
I'm back.
Yeah, give it its time. Yeah, we'll get the system figured out there or whatever. Okay. Paul, I know you're in there somewhere. You want
There.
a fast take on the crossword before we go on?
I haven't actually got a chance to see crossword myself, so I don't have that much commentary on it, especially with that. Now, with regards to the comment about Wheel of Fortune being slightly boring, I kind of can see where that's being said. I mean, this is the show that has barely changed formats over the last decade,
30.
2, 3. We lost count. Um, but it is what it is. It's just Wheel of Fortune.
I agree with you.
Oh,
All right. Well, see there. Okay, yeah, no, that's right. I already got my take in there, so we kind of got everybody involved in this. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just jumping around there. Yeah, and you're still on the camera, Scott. So, like I said,
No, it's
turn.
turned off. No, it's turned off.
Okay, so that's weird, and we can still all hear each other, right?
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
I can hear all your
Okay.
wonderful voices.
All right.
No,
Okay.
it might be my fan for my computer.
All right. I mean, we're all still kind of down there in the little windows or whatever the case is. Okay. All right. So that's what we got there for Smash or Trash. Now, before we go into our main discussion, and anybody here in the Hangout that hasn't already done so, if you click on the chat button in the top left corner of Google Hangouts, you can see the chat. The chat wall will pop up on the right. I'm gonna post a link or whatever, and we'll get this on some fashion. I'll mention this for everybody watch because obviously you're not going to be able to see the link that I'm going to post to these guys, but you can look this up in the proper fashion. This is a link to just for our spoiler. If you guys want to just take a look at it real fast, you don't have to have the sounds on because no needed. Hey, you guys, America's Got Talent.
Oh God.
No,
No.
don't care
Well,
for it.
well, like I said, I'm not an AGT watcher myself either, or whatever. Obviously, with as big as it is, obviously videos of the current auditions keep on passing through Facebook and a whole bunch of different places. And I just put up is to one of them, and this girl. Her name is, I wrote it down here. Let me see. Her name is Sophie Dosey, I think. She's 14 years old from Cypress, California. Click on the link and look at crazy contortions that she does, however, for 14, I've never known a. We've seen contortionists, not just necessarily on AGT, but in plenty of places over the years and things like that. But this guys, the I've never seen somebody this young trying to do contortion work, and some of the stunts that she pulls within the context of it are really quite amazing, including and I haven't seen this in a long time. I haven't seen this since Dog Eat Dog. She does the if you go to the later part of the video, does the bow and arrow thing.
With
Where
her
she'll
foot?
shoot the bow and arrow with her feet over her head.
Oh, wow.
Like, wait, go click on the links
Yeah.
to look at.
Looking at it, I'm looking at it now.
The one thing I like about that is the magicians that come on the show.
No, I agree. No, I've been playing close-up and stream magicians. Did one of them win last year? I forget.
I don't know. The reason is because I work in Midtown. I actually work in the building where the Houdini Museum is, so we get a lot of magicians and stuff come in.
Oh, wow. There you are.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm checking now and just seeing. Okay. I'm just double checking. Okay, last year's was it was a comedian / ventriloquist that won last year. Paul Zerdin was the winner. No, I thought or maybe it was the year wrong. But I remember there was like a really good like close-up street magician or whatever the case was that made it to that pretty much was like blowing everybody away and shoot, now I'm trying to find his name, and this is gonna drive me crazy. All right, I'll have to look for later, but seriously, no, but not at the video there with this girl contortionist, just really amazing. I'm highly impressed. Matt, what
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
watching
thinking
it.
looking at it?
Well, I already just got to the part where she's eating the apple with her feet, and much to the
Apple with
the surprise of Howie there, and Howie looks like he's scared for his life there.
He's scared. Look at Simon. His eyes are bugging out.
Yeah. Yeah, Simon is standing back. Now I'm at the bow and arrow. And she almost got a bullseye there.
Yeah, she was pretty good. Yeah, that's one of those. That's one of those. You want the balloon as the target there. That's probably the only thing. Just make it a notch better.
Yeah,
Scott, you get a chance to take a look.
I'll look at it later.
All right, I'll just make a note. There. Let me see. Jeff there
Correction.
somewhere?
Brian, to correction about that with the Wheel of Fortune crossword puzzle, it is the German version that does it.
Okay. All right. So we did confirm that.
Yeah.
Whether that was a men's inspiration, we don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, it is the German version. I just looked it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll send a link to the episode. Hold on.
Okay, all right. Well, we're not going to look at that right this second, okay? Because we got other things we got to make a motion of here. Let me see. John, did you take a look at the video there with the contortionist?
Yeah, I did. It was pretty amazing. You know, she'll be a top cheerleader one day. So.
We found ourselves a cheerleader. There we go.
Yeah,
Whatever works.
Don't quit your day job, Brian.
She bends, she shakes, she gives it to it all.
All right, guys.
Let's not go too crazy. Let me see, Charles. What have you? What did you think? Did you get a chance to look?
Not yet, bro. I've been busy.
All right, don't worry about it. Just make sure to take a look later. Give us a take on the side there. Paul, what about you? Paul, you still somewhere?
Oh, I'm still here. I'm still kind of amazed by it by myself.
Well, don't get too much loner on us. We'll see there. All right, so
Ding,
we'll
we,
talk
we
about
got a
that
winner.
there.
So.
If possible, we'll try to put up there somewhere. Worst comes to worst, folks. If you need to take a look on the, if you need to go on to what do you call it? What is it? If you go on YouTube later, don't do it now. If you go on and put up, America's Got Contortionists, you'll be able to see the video in question that I'm speaking of. All right. So with that in mind, then let's get into our main conversation there, and definitely some noise back there on one of you guys. So yeah, who's got talking back there?
We've had we've had the same problem on Tuesday night, Woj, with our show.
Yeah, when you watching anime.
No, I never. No, we were actually doing Jeopardy, and we had this. It was coming from Andrew's computer. Remember?
Yeah, because he didn't have his headphones on.
Yeah.
A work in progress to continue, folks. All right. Okay. So let's get into the main reason that we are here tonight. Our discussion of ABC's summer things that we want to talk about here. So we want to talk about Celebrity Family Feud. We want to talk about the $100,000 pyramid. We want to talk about first a basic, whether you want to go the smash or trash route, whether you want to go a 5-star rating, however anybody wants to do it, we'll get everybody's individual takes. Let's start from the first, real quick. Celebrity fam. Actually, I'll tell you what. Just give me all three at once, and just give me your numbers for each one, or however you want to do it. Scott, you start. You start it off.
Pyramid. They kept the set almost exact. They kept the set the same. So they have basically LCD trilons with it. So they kept everything the same with that. The one thing is set design. I like the set. I like the set. I like what they did with the podiums. Like when you would watch the show, you know how they would have the word pop up on the screen and everything. On this version, they actually have a TV monitor with the word on there.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Modern technology.
Yeah, and they kept all the bells, the dings, they kept everything the same. So set design, I'll give it 4 Pokeballs out of 5.
Not even stars. We're going Pokeballs.
Yeah. So,
well, what do you give everything as the whole package, though?
Right. Well, Strahan, he had to talk. He was with Kelly for so long.
That's only a rumor.
So long, practically not at all.
Yeah, but I mean, like with doing the talk show and everything. So the two, he knew how to do that, and I'm sure whoever the.
Okay, now who was that?
Stop it, Grandma.
So I mean, it's one of those shows that even you said it. It's not really host driven. I mean, the host is not saying they're, reading off of cards for questions and everything. It's more contestant and star based. The host and the contestants from the taping that me and Paul went to.
Right.
Went pretty well, and we had some big winners. I'm not going to mention that unless for that. But even with the winner's circle, they kept that red light. When they dimmed the lights they kept that ominous red light with that famous.
So here's Scott.
clock.
Save something for the rest of us here.
They kept the noise the same for that infamous beep for every tick of the clock going down. So overall, I'm going to give Pyramid I'm going to give it totally a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, very, very good. Very good. Uh-oh, I'm about to be intruded here. Okay, here. Okay, no, you go away. That's my son Joey you hear in the background. He didn't play on camera. He's in the basement here. Hopefully he'll keep to himself with the toys over here. Matt, real quick before I get too chaos ensued, what's your off the pyramid.
Well, I'm only here talking it with you because you and I couldn't get on the show ourselves.
Well, you tried out for the show, Woj?
Well, I submitted a video for both this show and Match Game.
Ah,
As did I.
I wanted to do one for Men's Game, but unfortunately, work. I couldn't get it in time.
Yeah, first we'll start with the $100,000 pyramid. Well, like you said, it's like with this show and Match Game, it definitely has the retro feel to it, with the moving parts to it, and also the scoreboards just have that digital solary display that the old alarm clocks had. So it's definitely going for the retro feel, but it doesn't. It uses modern technology enough to the point where it doesn't feel campy or doesn't feel like a sitcom or something. I mean, so far we're doing well.
What's going on right now?
What'd you say?
Like what's going on behind me right now?
Of course. Welcome, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Yeah, Michael Strahan is very smooth.
I should have put these back.
Yeah,
You
he's
keep
very
talking about
smooth.
it. We're with you.
He's helping out the contestants who don't succeed in the winner's circle. He cracks a joke when they need to relieve the tension. The celebrities have so far worked out. Rosie O'Donnell is, well, she's a better match game player than Pyramid, but I digress. Kathy and Jimmy brought her experience with her, and although I think it would work better if we had, like, I'm okay with the structure of, $50,000 for the first winner's circle and $100,000 for the second winner's circle if you get there. I understand they can't have returning champions, but personally I think it would work better as a tournament structure with two sets of players, another set of players playing to get to a final winner's circle for $100,000. But beggars can't be choosers, so
Much like how the show originally did it. Top three come back to compete for the 100,000.
no, I was just saying, just play one regular game with two players, and then another game with two different sets of players, and then have them come back in the second half hour to play the game again for one more chance to go to the winner's circle one more time to go for the $100,000. But beggars can't be choosers, so I'm going to give it 6 pyramid squares.
Out of.
6 pyramid
Six.
square.
Love it.
So you're playing 606. Okay. So I want to make sure because I was saying 5-star rate. So when you said 6, I was thrown. John, what about you?
Well, listen, you can let the other ones have their opinions, and I'll be the last, so since I'm the new one.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Charles, what do you got? Charles,
Yeah,
wait, Charles, check your now. We can't get you at all.
yeah. Do we need to dub his voice in? Does anybody want to play the voice of Charles?
All right.
Okay, maybe oh.
When did this turn to a Japanese monster film? Yeah, just Charles. Yeah, double check your mic there. Yeah, because we see your lips move, but nothing's coming up there. So we'll get that figured. Here, while you're figuring that out, Paul, real quick.
Generally speaking, when it comes down to the $100,000 pyramid, I'm actually fine with ABC deciding not to do the tournament style because after the original series, let's be fair. Every time somebody mentions a tournament, you're going to be scratching your head trying to keep up with everything. Like, so wait, this person doesn't get to come back because they didn't get to the pyramid 2 times. Like, god damn that 2002 series. Like, that whole...
We don't talk about that.
But that whole 2K2 series, like, my God, I can kind of now see why ABC and Sony said no more.
Yeah.
With as far as travel is concerned, ABC's budget for these shows is probably cut in half because they don't even pay for the Millionaire contestants to come out there anymore. Millionaire contestants have to pay for themselves on their own to get out there to the studio, so that's done. So with that,
They've been doing it that way a long time.
yeah. So with that, I can kind of see why ABC said, "Look, you got one shot, make it count, go." Same goes for like say match game. Even though we're gonna get to that later, that's also why they don't have returning contestants. Like there's not many game shows that really needs to have a recurring contestant outside of say Jeopardy, um,
Family Feud.
Millionaire, Feud. But Feud they have like they pay like for the whole family to go out there. That aside, production wise, I was a little bit worried about the studio being put back together and everything like that. I was kind of amazed that they actually decided to make 24 tri 24 LCD monitors and say, all right, we're gonna turn the whole thing to see that whole thing to come through. That was kind of ingenious of them. Try to stick to the original format of the show. Also, how much ABC is willing to spend for 24 Trilons to be made. Overall, it sticks to the original format, which is what everybody probably was hoping for. It doesn't complicate things in any way, shape, or form. It simplifies everything as possible. So I give it a 5 out of 5 as far as everything's concerned. I just hope to see that ABC will give it another shot for next year. I mean, the ratings for it so far have been great. So
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. So yeah, and so here, real quick, John, what do you got?
Well, I'll be honest with you, but I was just over in giggles when I saw the whole show, but it was fantastic. Michael Strahan is a great host. But the part where he fell down when one of the clues was Viagra, it was like, it was like the very famous clip that they found on YouTube when Tony Randall said, "You don't say
Okay, no, we know.
on the floor."
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I agree with the rest of you. But it was really good. They kept it modern as well with the retro, the famous things. I do have a couple of problems with it, and that is one, the tiebreaker. I think it's ridiculous the way they did. They should have done it the way they did in the 82 to 88 series. This thing about, well, this team beat 1 second. I just thought it was a bit cheap. But the other one was, I dig the Mystery 7. I thought that was a great thing. They should have put in a Big 7. For example, I know me and David Hammond talked about, and he thought that a great gimmick if they ever do a Big 7 would be, but for $7,000, just like 7-Eleven used to be for $1,100. So
What about what about a perfect 21 back in Collins' era of?
that's right, but I think that'd be like for $10,000, if you know what I mean. So
or $21,000.
as a side note, I was a little bit disappointed as when they didn't do the tiebreaker. I mean, given the way how they were doing the 1 hour show and given how they formatted it, I'm fine with the tiebreaker. I was kind of a little disappointed that they didn't give the bonus for the 21-21 tie. That's the
I
only
agree
thing.
with you.
Yeah, because
Yes.
both of those things happens obviously in the same circumstance. Yeah, for those people just dispersed and did not see last Sunday's shows. The new rule for the tiebreaker was that now, instead of playing one extra rounds with each team playing, do you want to describe words to begin with this letter or that letter? Now they're judging it on the total time that it took each team to score their points. Whoever did it in the overall faster time, that team the winner. And as said, I didn't go back and count it up myself, but they said it was decided by half a second, little. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, they must have their stopwatches with
I'll go
them.
back and try to take a look myself because I'd be curious. Me myself. Oh wait, did you give it a final number, John?
Oh yeah, but I have to agree with Scott, but I give like 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, that seems pretty good. All right, I give my that tiebreaker rule had a lot of people very divisive or whatever this is. Yeah, that was the most back and forth argument people had. For me, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's probably going to get to at least a 4.5 by the time the series is done. Because I got to get a little used to the tiebreaker thing. I'm still cool with it. I just gotta get my head wrapped around it a little more. Anthony Anderson was Anthony Anderson brought the whole proceedings down
Yeah.
because hey, I remember during that first game when him and the woman contestant were bombing out completely. I'm saying here we are, the very first game back for a new series, and we don't get through all six things. I'm looking at the woman that Anthony Anderson is playing with. I'm getting mad at her, and I'm saying I didn't make it, and this woman did. But then, when the players reversed and we saw that Anthony was still playing bad, then my
Nah.
anger was pointed in the right direction. And hey, the contestant, the second guy, the one that won the 50 in the circle, when he was paired with Anthony, he knew better. When it came time for the last choice, did you guys see it
Yeah, I
on
did. Yeah.
TV? And you
He
saw him
took it. He said, "I'm giving the
literally
clues."
the
Yeah.
monitor over to his, and Anthony tried to take it. It's like, you ain't ruining this for me. I'm doing this myself. That was hilarious.
That
Hey,
was.
can I interject with that? I think didn't that happen a few times on the 25 or the 100,000 where they never played the sixth category because of the
Oh, yeah,
deficit of
no,
the score?
it happens
Yeah.
every now and again.
Exactly.
It just felt really to see the very first game of the series happen that way. That just
And
a little irksome.
that happened to me over at Lycon last year.
But
I
we'll talk
never
about
got to
that.
play the
That's
that's
another thing.
a
Okay.
yeah, but I never got
Okay,
to play a sixth
okay, all right,
category in one game.
all right, here, Scott, kill.
I know.
Okay. Oh, guys, do me a favor. Whoever's got the show echoing in the background, mute it down, lower it down, or
Yes,
something.
and if Scott gets out of control, we'll just go.
I'm back.
Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
right.
I think you're coming through a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right. All right. But anyway, real quick, just to finish my ring, the thing that I'm a little, what do you call it, with regards to Pyramid about and Mem Suffrages too. We'll talk about it a little bit. I was a little surprised though, and this is the other reason why I'm only at a 4. The payouts in the winner's circle, well, just in general. I thought the first win should be 5K, not 50. I know it's prime time, but I thought that was a little high. I also thought the box in general, even for the losses, were quite a bit high as I would have figured in 500 to 3,000 maybe going up to the top or whatever, something like that. To know that when they got to the second game, the last winner's circle, Kathy and Jimmy and Rosie O'Donnell, and the woman that lost winner's circle still picked up 12,500. I'm like, and that's for a loss. That was like, I think they're getting a little too friendly with the money. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah,
No,
Well,
that's
no.
more. Let's keep in mind though that all of the dollar values compared to the original show were modified for that winner circle. So it's not 150, 100, 150. It's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and so forth. So
Right,
that's
but I'm just saying. I thought even I understand modernization. I understand that it's prime time, but I just still thought they were too high. I thought maybe it could have gone 500,000, 1,500, all the way up. Just basically add add a zero to the 80s numbers, and I think you would have been okay. So I don't know. Who knows? Charles, real quick, you got a number rating for Pyramid?
Okay, I thought the new pyramid was all right. My wife loved it, so I say I give it a 6 out of 7 on pyramids. My wife gives it a 7.
You're playing on the main game score there. Everybody's playing on their own system, so who knows?
yeah, we'll
Okay.
work
All right,
something
so
out
we got our
eventually.
rating. Okay, so we got our rating for that. Okay, Scott, Celebrity Family Feud.
Not really a big fan of with Steve Harvey as with the way Family Feud has been going for the past couple seasons, especially with the tone of the show. It lost what Goodson and Todman originally did for the show. I don't like the way the questions are going, so I'm going to abstain from Family Feud.
You just so number.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just don't get me wrong. I think Steve Harvey's great for the show. I just don't like the way the questions and everything are going.
well, Wait, out
So
of 5, where would you put it?
2.5,
Okay,
2.5
that's
Dawson's, two,
under
2.5.
low rating. Don't worry about it. So, okay, let me see. Paul, what about you? What's your score on Celebrity Feud?
I'm not that harsh. I'm not going to be that harsh because it's Family Feud. I'm not going to. Nobody's trying to recreate any of the original shows. That's the one fact I have to take away from all of this. This is supposed to be for the 2000 and change era, not the 1980s, not the 1970s, and so forth and so on. So that being said, Celebrity Family Feud plays no differently than the regular Family Feud. The only thing is, we're giving out more cash for the charity instead of actual contestants. With that being said, I give it a 4 because it's nothing more than what you normally see in the syndicated evening versions of Family Feud.
All right, enough there. Matt?
Well, going back to what Paul was saying, to anybody watching out there who's complaining, live in the now! Well, I will live in
Thank
the
you,
now.
Garth.
Yes. Wait, I need to get the glasses on for the partial effect.
Anybody see it in the window there? Because now the camera won't get off me, and I have no idea why.
Good.
Yeah, who?
It's like the whammy got your camera again, and Brian.
Yes, so
This video has been acting very strange tonight, but we'll try to get this figured out for next week, folks. But anyway, Matt, continue.
yes. I mean, I don't have a problem with Steve Harvey. I think this show is perfect for him. I don't think I would hire him to replace Alex Trebek when he retires, considering he might give the wrong answer to
We
the
we,
wrong
we learned
question.
our lesson from Millionaire with regards to that.
Yeah, and it's all about just having fun with celebrities, and that's basically what it is. And I mean, the content of the questions. I mean, considering everything else we have on television, it's pretty tame compared to what we have on Comedy Central and everything else like that. And I think it's much improved from what NBC tried years ago with having it be 2 half hours, playing it for 25,000. So, and I think it's fine just doing it as a summer show with celebrities that are, they're with their level of fame, it's not surprising that they would get picked for Feud. So, I'm gonna go with the top 3 answers with a partial 4th answer.
Okay, so 3.5 for you there, or whatever. Charles, what do you got?
Well, I thought it was pretty not that much planned out. I think Steve Harvey run its course. I'm sorry.
Not selling you, huh?
No, I refuse.
Nope. So okay there. All right. John disappeared in there somewhere. We'll get him jumped back in a second, wherever it is that he went. Yeah. Let's see. For me, I mean, the game is still solid. So I mean, I'm not toe ripping. And no, and Steve does an excellent job. He probably ever since he came on, he's comedically handled the show as well as Richard has. To that extent, I thought that Steve is doing a great job. But obviously, yeah, for me, the thing that is always hard to watch with celebrity again is the question writing. The fact that there's a lot of TNA kind of jokes and that sort of thing, and obviously the male equivalent that goes with it, and what makes it worse is that even to that extent, the fact that the writers have to keep coming up with new euphemisms for all the TNA and the NDs and stuff like that. I mean, Herman the One-Eyed German, come on, enough of that, please.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed.
That's still my first from a few years back. That's still my first, and just like it's stuck with me, and it's been a nightmare in my head ever since. That's the biggest turnoff. As far as the celebrities go, all the celebrities do well except for Kelly Morse or whatever. That was pretty much a gift 25,000 gave her. So they're sneaking that last answer well after the buzzer because, like I said, you wouldn't stop talking. But who knows? But I'll
To kind of counter that, they kind of do that on the regular show too. Like if even
yeah,
even on even
but
on
the extreme that they did it for Pickler.
yeah, even on Dawson's version, like he'll be like, wait. We was kind of laughing for a minute. Let's give her a little bit more. Let's give her that last one. Like it happens a lot. Like I don't
like with the September answer.
right. Everybody was busting out laughing so hard. Like wait, we need to do this over because we was not ready
There
for
was a
that.
justified reason, yeah. Yeah, but in spite of those things, it's still solid. I still give it a 3.5, and I will do my best to just watch it with discretion as I possibly still play along with it as much as I can. Let me see. I think I see another one. Although it's very faded, the light in the background. I believe that's James Greek. Is that you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you're in there somewhere.
Hey,
So, how's it going?
how's it going? Good, folks. How are y'all guys doing? I'm blessed by the best, brother. Thank you,
James.
brother.
That's right. You're in. I forget, James. You're in Alabama.
Yes, I am. I sure am.
Okay. Okay. That's so I remember. Yeah, because I know we go back a ways too. So, you got a number rating out of 5 for Celebrity Feud?
Do what? What?
You got a number for
Got
Celebrity?
a number rating for Celebrity Family Feud.
I would give it 5 stars. I really enjoy watching it, and I was glad to see Kelly Pickler. I had a big crush on her. And even though she wasn't the best feud player, I
The
still
one
love her.
person that Kelly was a selling point for.
Yeah, and I like your sepia toned shadow there. It's like a colored film noir.
Sepia tones like comic book flashbacks, practically. It looks like on there. Okay, and now we go to match game. Scott, what number do you got for that?
Well, I haven't seen any of the new ones, and I think Alex, since he comes from a comedic background, I think he can do a lot. He can do a lot. They kept everything. They basically call it Match Game 16, which was what were they going to call it? Are they going to call it Match Game? Match, like put the. So
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
So they put. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. So Match Game will always be Match Game. It's one of those shows that you could write, like what you were saying with that question about Herman, the one-eyed German. Save that for Match Game. That's where it belongs, not on Family Feud. That's like a Match Game thing. But Match Game will always be Match Game. You can't do much with you can't really screw up the format of Match Game.
Yes, you could, and you know it.
Well, we don't. I don't talk about the. Yeah.
All right, Paul. Let me ask you. Did they screw up this match?
Generally speaking, no. I don't think that we're going to be able to have recurring celebrities like we did on the daily and the syndicated version of the original series. But overall, it still plays on like Match Game, minus the Star Wheels, thank God, because that was one of the questions I had looking at photos of it.
James is running now.
But Brian. Oh, sorry, Paul. I didn't give my rating on it. I'm gonna give it. I give it 5 Gene Rayburns out of 5.
5 long microphones.
I was about to say something similar to that.
Any for there.
And I completely lost that whole last sentence that you just said, Brian.
Yeah.
No. What was your number rating?
You guys are breaking up on me, and don't know what the problem is, but that
What? You're breaking
55
up with
probably
us?
might be
We
storage
barely
on
know
my iPad or something.
I'm sorry, I'm just naturally ugly. I just do that with pictures, you
I
know.
generally, I, I generally feel like the way how everybody else is. I enjoyed the show. They kept true to the original format. It still feels pretty brand new. I was shocked to see that everybody's sticking with the LEDs. I'm sorry, the LCD monitors for all the shows. Pyramid, Match Game, Feud, and so forth. So yeah, I definitely give it a 5. For as far as content and quality is concerned.
All right.
All right. Match Game has never been about gameplay. It's just really secondary, and it's just a vehicle to hang the comedy on. Really, it's just really what sells Match Game was the personality and the chemistry of the panel. I mean, that's something that prior revivals that came up in the past 25 years didn't get to do due to lack of time or due to Danuta trying to make the show about herself. But I think with this group of celebrities they have here, I don't know who's going to be recurring or not. I think there's room to grow there. I mean, especially with JD Smoove getting to dance with one of the contestants. That was fun.
And it's been confirmed that Betty White is going to be, I think, on Match Game.
Oh, that reminds me of something. I'm sorry to interject here, but is it true? I saw this morning. Supposedly, allegedly, hope to God not. Sarah Palin is supposed to be on the show.
Yes!
We're gonna get to
Oh God!
No,
I want to go there for that one.
She
Yes.
screwed up Alaska. She'll screw up Match Game, and
well, speculation. It might be Tina Fey doing her.
Well, wait. I got confirmation from Gordon Pepper saying that, and he was only able to just say this a little bit, that yes, she was there today at the tapings. Today.
Yes, I can see
So-
Russia from my blank.
Oh Lord!
what's going to be
No.
next? Bill Clinton? I can see it now. It'll be like the Charles Nelson Riley and Brett Summers thing, you know.
Well, are we missing
We'll find
Dawson?
out. We'll find
We're just missing Richard Dawson to fill in that third seat.
Well,
Yes,
would
that's
you,
true.
God,
Would
you
you
know,
rather-
this was the tapings that me and you were supposed to go to today, right?
Oh shit!
yeah, you guys wanna
watch it.
Oh,
Watch it. Okay.
you
All
wanna
right. So
see
here,
the corpses?
real quick, Matt. You got a number?
Well, since there's
sorry. Sorry about the
eventually
guys.
it'll get better, so I'll give it 3 3/4 blanks.
now we're getting into quarters here. Oh, gee.
Yes.
Okay, John, what you got? You got a number?
I'm gonna have to. Excuse me. Sorry. Stop it. No.
Yeah,
I
speak
really
English.
I really didn't watch the show, to be honest with you, so I really can't give an opinion. But I just want to ask for those who watched it a bit. I know from what the set looks like, it had the little squares and the nameplates. Did they have like the triangles and the circles, or just circles?
No, it was
They didn't-
just ovals, and it was just ovals on the contestant platforms that popped up with a number on the lower screen, and then if they matched up the person, that whole entire celebrity name panel just turned green.
Oh, okay.
Or white or whatever it was.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, it's something different, so.
Yeah. At least it's not the point system from the Vicki Lawrence version.
Yeah,
Or the
that-
ABC era.
No, ABC era used money.
yeah.
What Vicki Lawrence? What are you talking about?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
Michael Berger was the host when Vicky was one of the panelists. Yeah, that
okay.
that was just.
All right. Okay, here real quick. Let's get a score from you guys. Charles, what do you got for Match Game?
Oh man, I loved it, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Redo it next season. 5 out of 5 blanks.
Okay, there. And like I said, I'm kind of in the same boat with where I was with regards to feud or whatever. It was 3.5 here at the moment. There was a little criticism as to did they let things drag on to that. They couldn't do 3 questions for each person instead of 2. Maybe, I guess that's kind of here or there. I thought the money payouts in the audience match were a little higher than I was expecting. Again, even for the loss. So I thought that was again. I thought things even for prime time were still generous and things like
What
that.
were
They
the
were typical other
payouts?
cases.
Well, it was 2,000 for the third answer,
Now the video is really.
$3,000 for the second
Why
most
do I feel
popular
like
answer, and $5,000 for the
Just
most
trying to
popular
catch up
answer.
with everybody here.
And super match was 5 times whatever the audience match was if they matched
Right, exactly.
head-to-head.
Yes. Yeah, it was 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and you had a chance to multiply by 5 again.
All right.
Can
Who's beeping?
Yes. Who's blowing their whistle? I swear the Long Island Railroad is only a half hour away.
Well, we've only got 10 minutes, so we got to move this along, guys.
So that means everybody shut up while Brian talks.
Well, I'm trying not to be that overboard. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is working here the way it's
I
supposed
love
to.
you, Brian. So,
Don't love me too much. Yeah, Andrea will ask questions.
well, it's legal now, but sorry.
I'm not going there. Anyway, let me see. James, I don't know if your system is working there or whatever. I'm trying to get you fixed here because I know I don't know what the story is on that end. Okay, here we're here. While I try to figure that out, we know about the ratings. We know that they've done very good. Pyramid, it went in order of Pyramid Feud and Match in terms of ratings. As a collective, they averaged 7.5 million for the night across the 3 shows or whatever, and hopefully that will maintain as we go forward. And okay, yeah, we mentioned about Sarah Palin. We'll see if she genuinely is a panelist. We'll see how that happens in the next days here. Just real quick, if any of you have just real quick, if you could just pick out one thing, if there is any one thing that any one should to best prove their current standing, or to at the very least maintain. What does one of
Right. Repeat the question again, Brian.
Yeah, and stop whistling.
I think we lost Brian.
Yeah, he's frozen.
He's frozen in time.
I generally think that Brian was trying to hint at if we
one
could change.
thing?
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Brian. Redo the question.
Somebody's acting like there's a phone beeping or something.
Someone's-
Anyway,
Yeah,
I like-
someone
Sorry, guys.
mute the phone.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, is that your text
Just a little
sound or
more
your
Dan's
Facebook sound?
compared to the yeah. Dan's even wondering what the heck's going on there. Yeah, he says I'm cutting out too. Yeah, on the phone.
Brian,
Aye,
what was
aye,
what was the question?
Okay, let's try this one more time. The question, as I said, was pick one of the 3 shows, and if you feel that there is one thing that show can most do to either boost the ratings that they got this past Sunday, or at the very least maintain so that they don't drop. What's the best thing that one of the shows can do to improve on where they're at right now?
I guess I'm up first.
As usual.
Well, Pyramid, go back to the classic version of the tiebreaker.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, okay. I want to see change most on one of the 3 shows.
All right, it's for match game. I know there's word that if this version succeeds, then there will be a daily syndicated version coming in the future. So if they want to do that, they should just get regular celebrities.
Well, let's see as week to week goes, because we still got 9 weeks worth of shows left for the prime time. Let's see if there's any of the celebs that we saw this past Sunday that stick around in short times. Yeah, we only had a partial list going in, so we don't know what this will be on that yet. So yeah, John, what do you want one show change to make it better?
I promise I'll make this quick. I would say probably with Pyramid. I agree with Scott involving the tiebreaker, and plus add a big seven or something like that to the first rounds. The mystery seven is great. Maybe they can give away a car or something good. So that's
I
it.
I also agree with them. Put the bonuses back in as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're just trying to look for the biggest thing that we want on each thing. Charles, what about you?
Well, I say put the 7-11 in the first round. Like they get 7 out of 7, you get $1,100.
Okay, all right. So you're a lot of people go on the pyramid route there and stuff like that. For me, I'm not entirely sure because like I said, I've just been most concerned money payouts on pyramid and match game and stuff like that. Other than that, like I said, yeah, match game. I'm not worried about the nature of the questions and the double entendre or whatever the sort of thing is. The humor is what it's going to be for the time. That's just the world we live in now. But like I said, I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them do three questions. And on Alec, don't try so hard to make crack at everything. Try to dig it in just a little too much. So tone it down a little bit, like, and you're gonna be fine. And maybe if we got the question, maybe that'll force everybody to calm it down just a little bit. But you can still have the party. So, but all in all, though, but as a closing thought, guys, is there anybody here that, and I'm kind of turning the question backwards here, is there anybody that feels that the success that these have had in the first, does anybody feel that that success will not maintain? Because I think the majority of us will say that it will, but is there anybody that worries that it might not last?
Only with Celebrity Family Feud. The other three.
I think that would be I think that one would be the least.
No, Pyramid and Match Game solid shows. There's nothing to mess with the format.
I
It's
will.
it's the
I-
question writing for Feud.
I will counter that because if Feud wasn't that popular, Fremantle wouldn't go ahead and continue signing up the contracts to have Harvey come back in. So I mean, something is definitely working there.
No,
The only one that I feel might be the anchor that brings everything down probably is going to be to tell the truth. That's the only one that I can think of. That's the anchor.
Okay, well that one's not on the Sunday lineup. Out of the three, which one?
Out of the original three, I'd
Out
have
of the
to
three
say
that are on Sunday night.
I'd have to say it would either probably be Match or Pyramid, just because the fact that we haven't seen a version. I'm talking in general, not just the game show heads, but in general, we haven't seen a good, valid version, and people are probably just going to be unsure of it. Whereas opposed to Feud, we've had since the 90s.
right.
All right, see what happens here. Matt, real quick, what do you got?
Well, personally, for me, I think the arrow is turning up. I think most importantly, I think we're finally out of the era of $1 million game shows with everybody trying to do a millionaire ladder, high stakes, big drama. Since Hollywood Game Night and since the cancellation of Wipeout, we've finally gone back to studio-based game shows played for fun.
So do you think it'll make?
Thumbs up.
All right, and Charles, you think it'll maintain too?
Highly doubt it. Like how they do with numerous, I'd highly doubt it.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. We'll cross our fingers for the best here, guys. Well, here, listen, guys, as kooky as things were going audio and video-wise, we survived. And I thank you guys for joining. Matt, Charles, join us again in the future, of course, here. Our next show, we're going to do this again in 4 weeks. We'll figure out our topic as we go forward here. We'll have our discussions after the night is said and done. Just real quick, just a couple of program reminders. A little later tonight, I'll be putting up the abridged news and brief for the convention attention side of things for the anime and the video games or whatever. Our first live podcast for that will be 2 weeks from tonight. tonight, where our subject is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog at 25. So, anybody it's an anime video game fan, please come over and join us for that side of Lost for Production. And if folks, anybody watching us an hour later, if you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button down there and join us there. Find us over on Facebook, Silver Productions. Support us on our Patreon and help us with our convention game shows. And we've got some cool swag again. Remember, the cards are here, so one of these, it's all you. So all the links are down below this video. Find them, click on them, like us, support us, do whatever it is that you have to do. We really appreciate it, and tell your friends about us. We want to make this big. So and I think that's going to be pretty much so. So thanks again for getting this kicking off the grounds. And David, we love you too. Hang with us. Let us know how we did, because I know you were busy tonight, and we'll hopefully get everybody back in place there. So for all the gang here, for Scott, David, Dan, everybody here with my name is Brian Spinski. Thank you for joining us for the premiere of Game Show Talkin' Fun, and we will see you in this end of things in 4 weeks on the 29th. Good night.
Beep, beep.
Good night.
Beep, beep, beep.
All right, cool. I'll be on the 29th.